Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Podcast Assemble, the show where you come for your rambling, geeky download. My name's Tommy, and I am delighted, as always, to be joined by my friend and co-host, who is across the pond. It's our resident water-faring mutant of the pod, DL. How are you, mate?
I'm good, man. Marinating it up. Marinating.
Marinating. You've turned into Kim Jong-un for some reason. We talked about this before we started. I'm glad that I didn't crumble speaking, trying to say what you are, because my notes still say I should have changed this. Water farting mutant of the pod, which is a very different film and kind of sounds like a weird take on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I mean, Tim, thanks for that. I don't really know what to say. If you only farted in water, that'd be pretty precise. Like, I guess you'd have to have
pretty bubbly
a bath.
I mean, this guy in this movie, he had plenty of water to be farting in. Let's be perfectly honest with you. The whole world, because it was the wateriest world, the worldest of water,
the most watery world, the wateriest water world.
I feel like I went a bit stir-fry crazy watching this film. Like, part of me was like, I really quite like this, but part of me was like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. And those two warring emotions couldn't like work it out the whole way through. So I had like a ton of random notes. I'll see if I can find one. Which, well, here's a good one for you. I get it, Mariner. My God, that kid is annoying. That's pretty much the standard of notes I took.
The one with the haircut halfway through.
Oh my God. Yeah. All the haircuts are fun in this. Mate, how are you?
I'm good, man. It's coming back to...
a little croaky over there.
I am a bit croaky, to be fair. I got a bit sick, a little phlegmy, but lots of tea does the
Very
job.
Nice, darling. Is that peppermint, I see?
It is peppermint. Good eye.
Oof. Look at you, man. I know my teas. You know I'm a Brit through and through. Bagger. I get it.
Yeah. We know.
Only in Halo, my guy.
You know about that lore.
Everybody knows about that lore, dude. Come on, I don't need to play Halo to know about the teabagging. I bet you were Chief Teabagger back in the day. I bet you were the friend who did that shit.
I definitely got teabagged for sure.
It's on film, guys. Keep that. Somebody clip that and put it on like one of the channels. It's fine.
Where are we? What are we doing? What are we saying?
You mean in life? Fuck, I've got no idea, dude.
In general, man. Oh no, I just came back from Japan and Australia, so I'm a bit like time zone zonked. But yeah, Japan was awesome.
How was Japan?
Man. So cool. I mean, I've been before, but it's just the best, dude. It's like pretty affordable, great clothes,
great clothes,
great food. Great clothes. The food is the best. You just eat like a king. And
all day, baby.
They love a line. I'll give them that. They love a fucking line.
A line.
They're not not like a line.
What do you mean a line, Drey? What do you mean a line, Drey?
like a queue.
Which bathrooms were you in when you were in Japan?
Well, that's the other thing. The bathrooms are made. The toilets are phenomenal.
I mean, of course, the warm ones
for pooing, not for whatever you're insinuating. But
¿Por qué no las dos?
Yeah, the reality is, mate, the freaking food is so good. I think we ate like 4 meals a day, and like the sushi, it was a bloodbath. The fish, mate, they're still recovering.
Well, Waterworld was just like all the fish were that giant fish that jumps halfway through. You guys ate that.
Yeah, I was basically like an invasive like species into the Tokyo sushi scene. Yeah,
and then you left. You came in and out. You raided all their fridges and left. You're right. You know my partner. She is obsessed with sashimi, and we ate so much while we were over there. Did you do the fish markets?
We did. That was really fun. But I found it was overpriced though because it was more touristy.
I agree.
But everything else was fucking like pretty fairly priced. Like any sushi train was just phenomenal.
I completely agree. It's a little bit grim while you're there. I feel like I don't know how you felt. Did you actually go and watch them like selling the big fishes?
Not really. No, we just walked around and ate. Yeah,
because we went there and we looked at that, and it's just these ginormous fish the size of our kitchen table that you've seen that's in front of me. And there's just dudes just like hawking them like this, and I'm like, it was a little bit. I don't know. It was a little bit depressing.
There's that. That's like, the indoor one, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So we were gonna go, but it was like raining. We were just like, So we just enjoyed the food and left. And honestly, it's probably for the best because like I would like that. But Gail was
she would hate
probably
that. She would hate that. Not for her at all. Did you go to any other place other than Tokyo?
Yeah, we went to Kyoto for a few nights, which is amazing. Probably cooler than Tokyo, honestly.
I way prefer Kyoto personally.
Well, it's more Japanese, like traditional. Like,
but it's got an underbelly of very modern as well. So it's got the both. I feel like you've got it's almost like the external. It's like you've got the chassis of an old car with like a new, an entirely new body within it. It's amazing.
We did that. We did Osaka for the Universal Studios, and then
Harry Potter Land.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, like, it's interesting. Like, I think these theme parks, because you go when you're a kid, right? Everything just like seems small.
I've only been as an adult.
To your perspective, really?
You
never went to Disneyland as a kid?
Nah. We went one time. Went one time to Disneyland and one time to SeaWorld, which I hated, apparently. I don't remember it, but I remember when Shamu...
SeaWorld, yeah.
If that's a thing, like, it gets you wet. And I remember being maybe like a 7-year-old. And apparently I was like, get me out of here. I fucking hate this. I was like fully sopping wet through.
Maybe you were just like ahead of the game with the old, orca rights.
Yeah, let's say that.
Stuff. Maybe that's
100% say that.
And you were ahead of it. You were basically on, what is it, Blackfish? You understood.
Mate, we've done a fair few things since you've been away. It was obviously Easter. We did a bunch of stuff. We ironically went to fish markets as well. There's a new fish market in Sydney we went to. It was pretty epic. Nice. But the one thing we did that I think you will find hilarious is, you know how our door frames in our apartment were quite bohemian before? Bohemian, unfinished. Basically,
stripped.
They hadn't been painted. Right, yeah. They've been stripped but not painted. So we got to decorate them all. And the day after he'd been, I decided in my wisdom that I'd remembered my beautiful partner told me that there was a little problem with the lock on the front door. So I decided to buy a new one, which entailed ripping the old one off along with a ton of the paint, and then putting it on, and it's actually in a different position to where the old one was. So this beautiful paint job, which we paid a hefty amount of money for, is now completely fucked. And then we had to basically chiseled out some of the door at the same time as well.
Why didn't you get someone to do this?
Mate,
why honestly, would you try DIY this? That's ridiculous.
DIY? Do yourself it?
Do DIY. Sorry. Do yourself. Well, that's what you did.
Dude, it's so funny. We literally, honest to God, it took me 3 hours, and then I went downstairs to borrow a piece of like equipment off of my neighbor, who then ended up coming up and helping us for another 3 hours, and then we still had to finish it the day after because it was so fucking finicky. It was the most annoying thing I've ever had to do. I've never done anything that annoying in my entire life.
That's an easy air. What do they call it? Not air. What is the
air tasker?
That's an air tasker task for
the
sure.
Best. Get an air tasker guy and
literally
get
an hour for $40. Instead, you ruined your Sunday.
No, mate, it was a long weekend. I wasted 2 of the 4 days literally working on it. It's mate. This is my level of intelligence over here, guys. Listen, if you're gonna hear us talk about a week, feel free to stick around. There will be time codes in the description, as always, supplied by the fabulous Ava Ramshaw of avaramshaw.com. Jump around. You can stick with us. Listen to us talk about the things we've been up to. We've watched some of the same things, ironically, which we've never done previously, I don't think, on this podcast, unless we have, and I've totally forgotten. But while you're down there, and while you stick, before you jump around, feel free to give us a 5-star or a subscribe, whatever you like to do. If you're on YouTube, welcome. Thank you. You can see our faces. This is still quite new to us. Give us a subscribe. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Tell us if you think we're idiots for trying to do our own door locks. We are. I am. You're absolutely right.
Don't include me. You got a mouse in your pocket?
It's all me. It's all me here. DL, back to the nerdy nonsense, mate. What have you been up to?
We had a few flights to watch, or a few flights to be on, so I watched a few movies. Watched F1, which was quite
me too
engaging movie. I enjoyed it. It is what it is. It's nothing like super. It's nothing super like groundbreaking, but it is a very entertaining movie, I would say.
It's the Top Gun Maverick to Days of Thunder is how I was pitched it, which I agree with wholeheartedly now. Like it absolutely is.
Yeah, it's a very similar vibe, but I think like Maverick is a harder thing to do. Top Gun Maverick
100%
because of like, not even just because of the jets, just because of like the fact that there's an established movie that you have to tie into that's kind of out there.
True.
Like it's way out there. If you actually go watch Top Gun, the original, it's just a wild movie, and they like managed to like reinvent it, Whereas F1, you're starting kind of from scratch. You can do whatever you want.
Well, you kind of know you kind of get it though. Do you know what I mean? That's why I think Days of Thunder is a good starting position. You kind of go, oh, I get it. Like you don't need to use your imagination. You don't really need to have to think too hard. Like you just get it. And it's Brad Pitt. And what's the other chap's name? I think he's really good.
It's just a classic
Damon
role for Brad
Idris.
Pitt as well.
Damson Idris. Yeah, totally. And Javier Bardem's good in it too. Like always good in everything he's in. Love him. I didn't even have to do a lot of acting. He's just sort of there. He's just him, just being charming and pretending to know things about Formula One. It's good. Yeah. I quite liked it. Did you like it?
And in a suit. Yeah.
In a suit. That's where he's different.
I did like it. I thought what's his name? Good old Edmund Tully or Edward Tully or whatever his name is.
Was he in it?
God. Yeah, he was playing the VC guy.
Oh, that's right. Of course he was.
I thought he played that really well as like what those guys are like. I also really didn't understand what was happening at the end, and I haven't had a chance to Google it. But was he trying to buy the team, sell the team, and then rebuy it or something? What was happening? Because he was rooting against. Yeah.
My understanding of that was spoilers for film that no one really cares about. It's been out a year. I think the kind of concept was that he was trying to get a better deal by selling it and getting more money out of it.
Yeah,
but couldn't tell you. Literally, that bit went straight over my head. I wasn't really paying attention.
It was just I thought you were in with it, and they wanted to get rid of the owner. Anyway, yeah. I enjoyed it.
It's a classic. It's a classic. Old man comes back to save the team, right? That's literally what it is. That's what every legacy sequel seems to be these days.
Yeah, just the patriarch, the bad good guy.
The bad good guy. Yeah. And it's Brad Pitt, so he's actually a bad guy in real life. So that's good. It's a good film.
Yeah, yeah.
Weird dude. And obviously his character, I think his character from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is getting a TV show. I think that's coming out soon.
But he's going to be
that whole... I think so. And it that character was...
He was an interesting character, to be fair. He was one of the better characters in that movie.
Completely. Yeah, there's that whole subplot, and there's a thing with Bruce Lee, which apparently upset a lot of people, but I don't really see why. I would be interesting. I'd like to see more about that character. More so than I think the Leo character. I think the Leo character was great in that film.
I think he's got his arc. Yeah, and it wouldn't make a good show. I mean, maybe if you threw him in a couple eps, but he'll never do that, I would think.
He would never do that.
Who's directed? It's not Quentin. Why would that be a thing?
I'm just telling you things that I've heard. I have no idea. I will look it up while you tell me your next thing you've been doing. What was the guy called in it, though? Something Booth.
Cliff Booth? No, that's
Clint
the main
Booth.
actor.
Here we are. Adventures of Cliff Booth.
Oh, yeah, because you're he's Ray Dalton or something like that.
Yeah,
to be honest, I recently rewatched that on the way in.
David Finch is doing this.
Oh, that's interesting.
Jesus. Yeah, Timothy Oliphant's going to be in it. Christ alive, this is good. Elizabeth Debicki, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. This is a good cast, man. What the hell are all these people doing in it? Fantastic.
Well, it's a good, if you have Fincher on it, it's a thing, right? For a good story. But it's just odd that this has happened because I don't think Tarantino's ever done anything like this, where he let the
great bit of trivia here. Here you go. Great bit of trivia here. It was announced on April Fool's Day, April 1, 2025 Comic-Con. The Hollywood Reporter had to clarify that it was not, in fact, a prank.
I mean, to be fair, it sounds like it is.
It kind of does, to be fair. Especially with, Tarantino's writing, so it definitely kind of sounds like it is.
Oh, he's writing it.
It says, this is what IMDb says. Who the fuck knows? IMDb is...
Yeah. That's exciting.
This says it's coming out release date summer 2026. So I'm guessing this means your summer, not mine. Otherwise, it would already be out. What else have you been doing?
A Rainy Day in New York, which is Woody Allen.
Sorry, do you recommend F1 before we...
Yeah, definitely recommend. Already said. I very much recommend.
Yeah, if you had a weekend free.
I think women and men will like this movie. Women will be like, oh, Brad Pitt, he's so good. And then men will be like, oh, this is cool, F1.
Cars. Fast cars. Cars go fast. Yeah, I see that. Something about Rainy Days in New York?
Yeah, Woody Allen. Actors still, for some reason, do movies with him.
Did he marry his daughter in this one?
No, that one's in real life.
Oh, damn, yeah, that's right.
His stepdaughter, at least. Let's give him credit where credit is due.
Is there credit for this? Come on.
Let's give him credit where credit is due. He left his wife and married her daughter.
Who he'd been grooming his entire life.
Yes.
Cool.
So
credit.
So that's the tier of
what's the film? What are we talking about here? Like, I'm lost.
It's about a rainy day in New York with Timothée Chalamet. And
it's Timothy.
Wow. Yeah. And he's like on a date with this girl. They're coming up from like upstate from college, and he's trying to show her New York. He's like a broody New York local, and it just follows this crazy day of like him while his girlfriend is interviewing a bunch of people for a school paper that are famous in this famous movie, and she gets thrust into this like really glam little story with like Jude Law. There's a bunch of good actors in it. Who's the guy from Andor, Cassian Andor, whatever the actor's name, he's in it. It's quite a few. Fun little story, just classic Woody Allen, like A Night in Paris, like just you just stroll along. Have you seen that one?
Something in something. It's very Woody Allen.
Yeah, it's like a movie where you're just strolling through New York on this like planned date with everything serendipitously goes wrong or right, and they separate, and it's like the story of how they kind of I'll spoilers for the movie.
Cute.
But yeah, it's a story about how they kind of break up. It's quite funny. It's quite lovely. Like it's nice.
When's it from?
I don't know. He looks like it was around the time of Look Up, like that era of Timothée Chalamet. So it wasn't too long ago.
2021, 2-ish, maybe 23,
2019, maybe
2019. Holy fuck, it would have been young.
But what have you been up to while I look this up? What have you been seeing?
I want to know what year it was. If you're speaking of nice, cute, fun films, which have, like, I don't know, interesting concepts, perhaps. I don't know, this is probably actually a more interesting concept than A Day in New York is. We watched a film, probably on my partner's recommendation, but I'd seen a lot about it. It's an A24 film called Eternity. It's got Elizabeth Olsen, Miles Teller, Callum Turner, who you'd recognize from a bunch of stuff. It's cute. Like, I really surprisingly enjoyed it.
Cute.
Yeah, it is. Like this is really not in our wheelhouse. This isn't something we would normally talk about, guys. You know this about us. The concept's pretty interesting. So Miles Teller's character dies, right? Like, he's an old, so this old couple, they go to their son's birthday or whatever it is, and the old man dies, and he becomes Miles Teller in the afterlife. And he is sort of like stuck between like, should he wait? Should he move on to his own afterlife? And maybe his wife will come and join him. Maybe she'll choose her own afterlife. But once you choose your afterlife, you kind of have to stick with it. And it turns out that she'd actually been married before. And the character who's played by Callum Turner is her previous husband, who had waited in like sort of purgatory, but it's more just like a bar. He's like, He'd waited for her for like 60 years or some shit. And it's this like story of like, she then dies, and who does she choose? Does she choose the guy she built a life with and spent 60 years with, or her like flame from when she was like a teenager who she was madly, passionately in love with, but died in the war? It's fun. It's a surprisingly cute film, surprisingly deep. Like, it's not too morose. Like films like that, I feel like they could end up being a bit just like depresso, but it's not. Like, it keeps a little bit of comedy to it. It's fun. I think your wife would really like it. It's quite.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. What was it called?
It's called Eternity. It's an A24 film, interestingly. Yeah. We've watched a few A24 movies recently, actually. I do recommend it. It follows a lot of the classic beats of rom-coms, but at the same time, I quite like the twist on that. It's like the afterlife. And there's like, but it's like there's time pressures that seem realistic. And that's a stupid thing to say, but like they have to choose their afterlife within a certain amount of time. And then once they've chosen it, they can't change. And there's like, there's hijinks ensues, and it's nice. It's a really nice film. I would recommend. And it sort of gives a bit of life affirmation at times as well, even though they're all dead, which is a weird thing to say.
Okay, that's cool. I will actually save that one because
I recommend.
Based off actors, based off storyline, and based off production, or whatever you call it.
It's good fun. I quite liked it a lot.
A Rainy Day in New York was 2019. We can confirm. There you go.
Can confirm 2019. That's early. I thought that'd be later. He must have been super young then. That's sort of like.
He doesn't look that much younger though.
Around the time he's filming June 1, perhaps. That's a similar.
Yeah, note. The hair is about.
The hair makes him younger, I think.
It's Dooney, yeah. Dooney.
I can only now see him with like in Mars Supreme. He had like some prosthetics on his face to make him look super pocked and scarred and stuff.
acne.
I could just see him like that now. That's how I see him. That's what he is to me now. But then June 3, it's coming out later this year. So I
have you seen the trailer?
Franchise.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Came out similar time to the new Spider-Man trailer.
Both of those were really good trailers. Both of those were really good
intrigue.
And it didn't tell you too much in either trailer, and it put you into the mind space of like where Tom Holland's going to be and where Paul's going to be, Paul Atreides. I feel like good name, Atreides.
I feel like strong name. I feel like that gave you nothing away, that trailer. Like I don't know where it's going to be set. Like I know those books go weird, and it feels like it's not going to be the following book, which is really weird. So like I feel like it's going to be good. But do you think it's good? All right, here's a real question for you though.
Yeah.
Do you think the title for this is going to be DUN3?
You've asked me this before.
Marketing.
I mean, maybe you should get a job in marketing.
Dune 3.
Yeah. I don't know, but I will say I don't think it's going to be a clean adaptation. I actually don't think I ever looked into like what comes next, but I may have looked at a casual Google search because I'd heard weird things and been like, I don't want to read that. So I think there will be edits, but I think there will be like, some things that he pulls through, which is exciting to me actually, because it's pretty clear. I hope he does
some of the war stuff.
It's pretty clear that, because they skip the war, don't they?
Yeah, he's described this one as more of like a thriller. So I'm like, you could set a thriller in wartime. Yeah. Spy espionage thriller maybe, but like, doesn't really fit with the war setting, does it?
I don't know, but I'm excited, and I have a question. Like, do you think that if they stick the landing here, say it's like
big if,
as good as, let's say like worst case, it's as good as Dune 1. Okay.
That's a pretty good case.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this like all-time trilogy?
Oh, it's got to be.
In major like sci-fi fandom fantasy like style era.
Definitely modern trilogies. Like it's probably easily the best modern trilogy, I would say. Like I can't even think of a better modern trilogy than this.
Yeah, I would say that the ones you're competing with are probably like The Dark Knight, like Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises.
Though?
I think you, but it's like fandom, like it's
superhero. I wouldn't say it's, I don't think that fits.
I mean, but that one is so much less superhero than it is like Marvel, right? You know what I mean? It's kind of in a league of its own.
Still a superhero.
But it's a fandom, like it's a podcast thing. Like I would argue that you can count that one. And even then I would still say so far, if it hits Dune 1, if it's as good as like Batman Begins was, right? Like in the equivalent trilogy, I would say it's better.
You mean Dark Knight Rises? That would be the third one.
No, I would say Dune. Dune is better. Like if the third one is as good as like Batman, because I would say A Dark Knight Rises is probably the worst one.
I agree. And the third one is usually the hardest. What's the
Star Wars maybe?
I was going to say, what are the sci-fi trilogies? Star Wars, maybe like Indiana Jones. I mean, that's very sci-fi, even though it's
you could put that
just
there.
A dude running around. Who in the second one definitely wouldn't have helped.
It's not as deep as a list as you think. There's something we're missing here.
What I mean, what do you think it's going to stick line? Do you think it's going to be better?
I think it's. I definitely trust in Villeneuve.
Okay, here you go. Sci-fi trilogies: Planet of the Apes, liked it a lot. Mad Max, that's a very sci-fi trilogy. The Matrix, good film.
That's one.
Back to the Future, fantastic trilogy. Again, the third one was difficult. The Cornetto trilogy, the Blood and Cornetto trilogy. Do you know that? Shaun of the Dead.
No.
Hot Fuzz is one of my all-time favorites.
I don't think that counts as a trilogy.
I know. The Alien trilogy, the original 3 films, even though it became a quadrilogy.
Lord of the Rings.
Is it sci-fi?
That counts. That's fantasy sci-fi.
That's my favorite all-time trilogy, I think. So like, it's not going to beat Lord of the Rings.
So I think Lord of the Rings is the one where can it beat that? That would be like I think like no. That's coming at the King, because The Return of the King, if I'm honest, is not as good a movie as people make it out to be.
It's too long.
I thought that was going to be over like 25 times.
But that's the books, though. That's the books. There's like 15 endings in the books. Then they go back to the Shire again, and you're like, why are you back in the fucking Shire?
But he chose to adapt it this way. And I understand you need to do it, but also I also understand that like why people critique it. Yeah.
Look, if you're asking me what I think the best sci-fi trilogies of all time are, let's just hypothetically say it's the median of the two. So I'd probably say Dune 1 is probably very slightly better than Dune 2, but just from memory.
Oh,
if
really?
you go the median of those two, probably. I loved them both, to be honest with you. But like June has a special place in my heart because we watched that during COVID together, and it was huge. Go back and listen to our episode on it from a long time ago. Get the median of that. It's still way better than Aquaman 2018. I still think, personally, from a personal standpoint, the Lord of the Rings.
This is the most irrelevant thing you've ever said.
Completely. Lord of the Rings is probably the best. I think Star Wars still sneaks in there, even though, completely admittedly, the originals are kind of a hard watch these days. Just the legacy they have. Like, I just adore them. So, like, second or third, which is still pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I think it might take 2 for me. I mean, Lord of the Rings is hard to beat. We'll see.
I don't think. And when this comes out, this will probably take number 1 for me.
It's not really a trilogy though, so it's. I guess the first one is.
It's not gonna be. But I reckon it's tough to get past that one. But guys, listen. If there's anything you recommend we watch, or if you have an idea about what the best trilogy of all time, sci-fi or not, hit us up in the comments. Let us know. You can find us at Podcast Assemble or thepodcastassemble@gmail.com. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok. We're everywhere, guys. Like, come on, you know where we are now by now. Send us memes, send us news, send us reviews, all the things. Tell us what your favorite sci-fi trilogy is, if I can speak. Now, DL,
yes.
Do you want to re-preface our main topic?
It's the main topic theme.
This week we are doing a kind of a weird one. I think we already talked about it.
It's an anthology, I think. Yeah.
You could call it an anthology. You could call it like movies we should have seen, movies our dads told us to watch, one of the two, maybe the combo. Is that the same one?
Kind of somewhere in the middle, yeah.
It's called Waterworld. And if you're like me,
everybody knows Waterworld.
If you're like me, you've never seen this movie, but you've heard all about it because every Universal Studios fucking park has this like Waterworld ride that they've just like maintained for the last, I guess, now 30 years, which is wild to say.
Well, 995.
Let's imagine it was built like a year or two after the film, like about 30 years.
It's still about 30 years.
Some context, like as a kid, I like went and saw this at Universal Studios. I've seen it like a couple times growing up. Then recently was in Japan and saw the Japanese rendition of this same show, all in Japanese.
We did the same thing. We went on the Jaws ride in Universal Studios, and it was all in Japanese, and it was the fucking funniest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Because
it's hard not to laugh.
Everyone else knew what was happening, right? Everyone else knew what was happening, and me and my partner were just sitting there like, "What?" And the guy would be like, shouting like this, and we're like, are we supposed to look over there? And then something would happen over there, and we were like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's good to be like a fly on the wall on that ride.
Totally, so weird. But this is from director Kevin Reynolds, who you will know from Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which I've talked about on No Country for Old Films very recently, which is a very good film, highly recommend, and has. He's got a fantastic cast. Like just the two headliners here. We're talking Kevin Costner and Dennis Hopper. Right at the park. Fucking big actors in this. Like fantastic. And there's a lot to talk about. So before we get into it, DL, do you want to give me a stupid plot summary?
Yeah. In a world where people drink their own pee for hydration and everything is also water, there are mutants everywhere and crazy fish. We don't know why, and somehow people have forgotten the Queen's English.
Let's be honest, Kevin Costner really tried the Queen's English in Robin Hood and failed abysmally.
Yeah, he kind of isn't a good actor. Can I just say it? Like, he's not a good actor. I'm at that point.
That's a really interesting point. Have you watched Prince of Thieves recently?
No, it's saved in my Netflix, though, because it's on Netflix right now.
He's good in that. It's strange because like I feel like this and The Postman kind of broke him a little bit. I feel like it took him 25 years just to recover from these movies. So my stupid plot summary is not dissimilar to yours. And it's literally the first note I wrote down while I was watching this film. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Steampunk Mad Max on water, where the behind the scenes are almost more interesting than the actual film. Because like, the first thing I thought when I was watching this, I was like, this is just Mad Max. Like, what are we I've seen this film. Yeah. What are we doing here? Because it's been a long time since I watched it. I think going back to which of our many, many, many anthologies this is a film my dad was obsessed with. And I remember watching at a not too far out time from this coming out. So if this came out in 95, it would have got to movie rental around, 97-ish. So yeah, it'd have been about 10. So I remember watching it probably around that age. long time ago, could not remember it for shit. So it was almost a fresh rewatch in my eyes. But my dad loved this and he thought it was fantastic. And, all the stuff that went on and all the rumors and all the shit that came out about it before in the press, he didn't care. He was like, this is a phenomenal film. I think watching back, I can kind of see why. So do you want to give it a bit of a TLDR?
Yeah, I mean, essentially, you're living in a world where the polarized caps have melted. We don't know why. I mean, we can assume.
No one says. It was Trump. That's why it was.
Yeah.
It was all Trump.
And everybody is just living on these, like, what do they call them? I don't know. They're basically little shackled up towns that are boats tied together.
Little floaties.
Scrap metal town, floaty things in the middle of the ocean, where they try to make life with not a lot of, options. It's a very meager existence. A tomato is like the grossest looking tomato I've ever seen, and it's like the most valuable thing you can see.
Delicious. And dirt is the highest currency.
Why is that? Just to plant things, I guess. Yeah.
I guess so you can grow stuff. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it makes sense. And you follow this man guy called, there's Cosner's character called the Mariner, who's like a lone ranger, just traveling and diving down and getting relics from the old world and trading them with these different water-based.
Well, you don't know that. You don't know that until you find out he's a mutant, but you're absolutely right.
Pillaging things and traveling, because he's got all this stuff he's trading.
Finding boots. Yeah. Yeah. I think the most interesting part of this film is when all that breaks down and it's the chase to see who can find dry land first, and that whole Dennis Hopper piece trying to steal the girl to do that. I went into this thinking again that this was going to be absolute garbage.
Same.
Because of what everybody says about it and all the press it got, and
because of Kevin Costner.
Because of Kevin Costner, and because it was really fucking expensive, and it definitely didn't make its money back. It was like,
it started around 100 million, ballooned to 175 million plus, as an FYI.
Which in 1995 means it was probably $3 billion.
Yeah. Adjusted for inflation, that's 350 plus million.
So 100%, easily. And but what really worked in this for me was, despite all that stuff, it was a real film, and take outside Mighty Supreme, take outside the stuff we watched recently, right? Any blockbuster action film that comes out now, I guarantee you can't say one better than this. Go.
Blockbuster action film that's better than Waterworld?
I mean, let's not include Dune. That doesn't count. That's not out yet. But in the last 5 years, I can barely think of one that's better than this.
I'm sure there's something, but I think action movies are generally pretty shit. Yeah. This one has a little bit more character.
They've gotten so bad. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's exactly that. And, I think across the years, just having real sets and having light bouncing off objects, it's a rarity now. And watching this, I was like, fuck me, this is fantastic. You know what I would really like to know about this film is if we were to remake the whole thing, but everyone was Muppets but one character, who would you, DL, keep as the one character?
Probably the...
And you can't say Kevin Costner.
No, probably the fucking patch-eyed guy. Just fucking about.
Dennis Hopper? Yeah, that's a great one. Everyone around him is just fucking weird and Muppets. That would be hilarious.
or I guess you could just make the... give me yours.
I really like the idea of, the old guy who at the very beginning accidentally sets the hot air balloon off and he flies away. Because he's a bit kooky anyway. I love the idea of him. He just swoops in and out occasionally throughout the film. I love the idea of him
and
just
everybody
being
else
weird
Muppets.
And just everyone else is fucking, who am I trying to save? Is it Miss Pig? What's happening here? I just find that fucking hilarious. But you could pick anyone in this film, really. Anyone.
Yeah.
All the way down to the goon who is Dennis Hopper's right-hand man who's got the big mullet and threatens Kevin Costner really early on.
That guy's hair is too much. Yeah, it's too much.
Phenomenal. That has to be a wig. Has to be a wig. Cannot not be a wig. Getting back to seeing Muppets running around or just people on real sets was just fantastic, and all of this was real. They created
it was literally filmed in the open ocean, so the set was just destroyed multiple times
by tornadoes. They did it in fucking hurricane season, and the funniest bit of it. So, yeah, right. Kevin Reynolds, the director of this, his old mentor was none other than Steven Spielberg, who apparently he rang and said, "Should I do this?" And Steven Spielberg was like, "Absolutely not. Jaws nearly broke me. Don't do anything on the open water." And he was like, "You know what? fuck Steven Spielberg, I'm gonna do
He's
this.
like,
You know, like, what do you think?
But he's like, Jaws nearly broke me, but you did it. Let me try.
Yeah, but it made your career. It's mad. Like the whole, like all of the making of this is crazy. Like the sea shanty town that they were on was apparently made of like steel, paper mache, and wood. Like, why the fuck would you make it of paper mache?
If it's in the water.
Like, I was tearing my hair out when I was reading that trivia, and I was watching somebody behind the scenes, and I was like, this is literally nonsense. But I think the thing that stuck out to me while I was watching this was, for a film that is about water, it is literally called Waterworld. It's mostly about climbing and swinging on ropes and probably fire. I'm like, what are we doing here? None of this is about water.
But it's actually quite cool. All that stuff is like what makes it pretty engaging. Like all the basically like the show you watch at Universal. There's just like all these kind of stunts happening on jet skis and with like, ropes and pulleys and launching and jumping and diving. It's good fun.
It is.
It's just the tone is a bit off. We'll get to it, I guess. Let's keep the tone. I can't tell if it's mythic or post-apocalyptic. And apparently that was a big conflict between Costner and the director, is like they had different tones in mind, and you can kind of get that from watching. You can,
and you can tell that they hadn't finished the script when they started writing this, because apparently the various so this bounced around a bunch of different people and a ton of different directors, and it eventually came to the two Kevins. And the thing that's most interesting about it was that some of the original scripting had all these mythical, weird elements to it, almost kind of magical. And then a lot of that got stripped out for what we got. I actually think what we got was better, but you can almost feel it trying to burst through at the seams. And I think that's what you're trying to say, right?
Well, there's like these like religious cult. There's like this guy like on that atoll or whatever. There's just like the whole like dry land. They're looking for dry land, and it's like, oh, this girl is like a prophet of dry land, but really it's just like a tattoo. Like, crazy.
It's like she just had a wild night in Vegas. Like, that's all that happened here. Like, don't read into this guy's too much.
It grossed 260, to be fair. So it didn't make money, but it was.
I bet the marketing budget was big for this as well. I think the thing as well, like, around that is they built this mythos really nicely. Like, when you're looking at things like the costumes in this, I think it's cool. Like, I feel like that's what you'd kind of go with if you were in this environment, and that's what you were kind of having to live with. I can imagine, like weird cults and shit springing up. That's kind of fascinating to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's intentional too. Like, everything looks and feels a certain way.
Well, here's a question for you. How long do you personally, DL, think you would last in Waterworld?
Not very long. I'm not a good swimmer. This wouldn't be great for me.
Yeah, but you could be a good boatsman.
True. My jet ski skills, maybe I'd be a smoker. Just pillage.
Yeah, right. Put me on a jet ski. I'm in. I'm down. I'm so down. Dennis Hopper. That's literally my next note. He's kind of my favorite character in this. It's weird though, because it falls into the trap that you were just talking about. Like, it doesn't quite fit the world. Like, his dialogue's too intentionally quippy and he's too intentionally intelligent. Like, I feel like there should be a drop off there somewhere, right? But it's ridiculous, and his goons are ridiculous, and the fact that it keeps building and he ends up having this giant friggin' tanker that has all their like oil and stuff on it. I really like that character, and the bit where he's self-referential and his eye gets cut out and stuff, and he's like looking it out. Like,
that's pretty early. He gets eyeless like first 30 minutes,
literally, and it's Costner. It's Costner who does that to him. I think it's great. What do you think of the characterizations in this? Like, it's a weird film. It's weirdly written.
It's pretty. It's not even that it's weirdly. I mean, it is weirdly written, but there's parts where like I'm like, oh wow, they went there. Like, I was not expecting. Like, when they break away after the first like raid or whatever. Spoilers for Waterworld. And they're like fleeing.
We're talking full spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. It becomes that chase to dry land, and it's their first time together, and he's like, you got to get rid of the kid. There's not enough food, kind of thing. And she tries to like trade sex for like
straight up. No fucking about. Dress straight off.
Yeah, we are going there.
Well, there's another question for you. He's obviously a mutant, as we've well established, with gills behind his ears, which is
another like thing that doesn't really get explained. But
would they have weird fish babies?
I mean,
would they?
Yeah, technically there's a chance, right? Because it's a gene. You mutated the gene. It's like it's a new gene. Yeah.
some shit's gonna happen. And he had webbed feet as well. That kid is definitely having webbed feet. I fuck you not. It 100% is.
It's probably useful in that environment.
He doesn't say a lot though. Like as a character, like he must have been being paid like $100,000 a word in this. Like he probably grunts more than he speaks. Good old Kev. And he's brutal as well. Like the bit where he drops the sail on her and he just like hits her with an oar.
Yeah, dude.
Like, what are you doing?
I forgot about that.
so callous.
That's what I was like. That was like a 30-minute sequence where I was like, holy shit, they're going there. She's offering sex. She's offering sex for fucking food to save the child. He's considering it. Like he actually goes, grabs a breast and then like decides not to, turns around. She tries to shoot him. He puts the mask down on her and then beats her with an oar. I was like,
brutal.
Holy cow.
That was the point. I was like, I gotta leave. I can't do this.
I thought this was a blockbuster movie. You can't do that.
It was. You can't in 1995. Apparently, it's great. It's such interesting. Like,
did he beat the child at one point as well? I can't even remember. But I
threw her off the boat. He just up and throws her. He's just like, fuck this thing. But again, I go back to my point from before. I get it. She's fucking annoying like the whole time. The bit where it's like, you talk too much. I was like, yeah, she does. It's like that fucking Leo DiCaprio. Like,
and then they do the same thing again where like they, it's not really clear if he was gonna go through with it. Obviously he doesn't, but he's like, again, trades like 30 minutes of sex with her for this like piece of paper.
To the weird dude. I was like, what are you going for here? I was like, his arc in this is super interesting because he starts off this like brutal, fucked up dude who's been at sea too long and hasn't really had any real human like relationships, you would assume, to just being in love with this woman and like loving the kid. And it's interesting because if you listen to the behind the scenes, originally his character was meant to be more of an introspective like character arc, but like Kevin Costner personally pushed to have more of a classic action hero arc to his character, and I guess that's probably why he got to grab some boob.
Yes, it is.
Because like there's no other reason for it, none at all. She's repulsed by him.
Yeah, and then that actor that plays the other traitor that like kind of tries to,
weird accent,
did well. I thought he played like the weirdness well. I'm trying to figure out who he was.
He had that sea madness. That was fantastic. I'm sure we've talked about that before. I really like the Helen character, but also awfully written, like just terrible. So So going back a step, right? So they what happens is effectively Kevin Costner's character gets caught for being a mutant, and they sentence him to death. But while he's being slowly murdered, which I can only imagine is horrific because he's drowning in mud, just mud, nothing else. The fort they're in, whatever it is, the floaty gets attacked by the smokers. I think they're called Dennis Hopper's people. Yeah, and he is saved by Helen. Helen then helps them escape by opening the gates, kind of. Kevin Costner does it with ropes. Again, ropes, we're back to ropes. And they're leaving. And as they're like escaping, Helen turns around to Kevin Costner and she's like, how do I know I can trust you? And I'm like, Kevin Costner thinking like, you don't have a choice? Like, you fucking...
Yeah, some of that dialogue is bad. Is really bad.
Really bad. Utter nonsense. I'm like, what are we doing here? But then at the same time, while I was watching that, all I could think of, like, have you seen that episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia where it's like, because of the implications?
Yes.
I'm like, that's why she's going to trust him. Because of the implications. Yeah.
Dude, the blooper reel, by the way, I found, like, as an aside, I found an Always Sunny in Philadelphia blooper account on Instagram. It's so good. These guys, how they didn't crack up.
They're just funny, man.
That show is all time. We don't talk about it enough. It's an all-time show.
I haven't watched enough of it. It's like 25 series at this point. I'm scared to start.
Yeah, the first 5 seasons are just so fucking good. I can't speak for the rest.
So weird as well.
But I should go back. Like, it's that good. Anyway.
I got friends who just are obsessed with it, and it's like their favorite TV show. It's fun. I've more seen like key episodes. People have been like, you have to watch like The Dentist, for example. Man. Like I've watched that one, The Day Man, the one where they try... The one where they try crack, for example. Like I've seen like specific episodes.
There's key ones.
It's phenomenal. Yeah. It's so good. And Danny DeVito's great in it. Phenomenal. What? Just weird and excellent. going back to the characterization in this, it's not funny, unfortunately. I don't think there's a funny line in this whole thing. The thing that really got me at the very beginning of this, so the young girl character that they're trying to save, who's got the tattoo, she's called Enola, right? And the first time I heard that, I thought they called her granola. So I was just fucking hungry this whole film. I was sitting there like, I need granola. I need a nice bowl of granola. When you read that name, it's the word alone backwards. DL, isn't that just
so deep?
Cinema DL.
Yeah, it's so deep.
I'm like, fuck you, Kevin, whatever your name is. What was it? Sorry, I forgot his name already.
Kevin Reynolds.
Kevin Reynolds. Come on, dude. Like, this is. Come on, you're better than this. You are better than this. I don't know if he is.
Why is there just a gigantic fucking whale monster?
Fish thing.
What's going on
like
there?
A megalodon.
And how the hell did Kevin Costner survive?
This is supposed to be 500 years, I think, in the future. I think it's 2,500-ish.
It's a lot of evolution.
That hasn't evolved in 500 years. No. Just no. That's not how evolution works, guys. I don't know why I'm doing this in my hands.
They're implying like it's mutations, I would think. Like it's that kind of...
Yeah, but in 500 years, fuck off. That's like... What's that? 5 generations? And if it's a whale,
accelerated mutations due to...
Surely.
Because like he's got the weird gills. Like they don't explain it. It must be because of like some kind of nuclear event. I don't fucking know.
I mean, maybe. Oh, you don't think about that. I mean, maybe that's why the ice caps melted. The thing I find most interesting about this film is, and I'm jumping around here a bit, is the ending, right? So the ending of this is they find dry land, which is great. Good for them.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I had 2 questions about that though, DL. Very, poignant questions. Well, one is poignant, one's silly. 2 questions about the dry land that they eventually find. One, wouldn't it be absolutely hilarious if that was a Jurassic Park island?
I was going to say, I actually thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be. I was like,
that's a mashup I want to see.
Yeah, like, is this a sequel? But no, they just let it be.
Never mind Men in Black and 22 Jump Street. I want to see that mashup, Waterworld and Jurassic Park. It's like, clever girl. The other one was right. Well, all right. So like, so when they get to the island, right? So there's Kevin Costner, there's Helen, there's Enola, and there's the guy who was head of security for the island, and the old guy, right? So we immediately rack out the old guy. He's too old. We take out Kevin Costner because he leaves. So that leaves the head of security, Helen and Enola, as the 3 eligible people to repopulate that part of the world with.
Tough.
That's going to become either very inbred or very dead very quickly. There's no middle ground there. They're going to die immediately. That's just what's going to happen. I was like, this is a weird ending to this film.
But, they got to dry land and she met her little parents who were
dead,
little
which was
corpses. Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. I was asleep. I was probably asleep at this point, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Apparently the island they find at the end is the very top of Everest. That's kind of the point of that. It's supposed to be the peak of Mount Everest. So good. That's a thing that happens in this film. The action's pretty over the top though.
It is. The stunts are fun. The end kind of gets to be absurd while he's like going and rescuing her. Like he just becomes like classic action hero. I'm like, okay, where did you get all these skills?
Doesn't he just? Yeah. I mean, he sort of shows some of them off, like, while he's swinging around on his boat, going up and down.
Yeah, I guess.
But again, back to ropes.
But he's a mariner, right? He's not a fucking marksman.
It's literally his name.
Yeah. Beyond that,
you said that, like he does do quite a lot of like good gun work while he's on his ship, with his little harpoon and stuff.
Okay. We can suspend our disbelief that he can take over the entire fucking oil tanker. How about the CGI where he just like at the end where it blows up, he's just like flying over it.
Like, mate, so good.
I was like, this is
green screen.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's the only bit that really looked terrible CGI to me, other than the big whale. Like most of it, I feel was pretty real, even if it was green screened on. Like it didn't look bad at all. I think, and the action. The thing that annoyed me about the action was right. You meet all these douchey characters, and we talked about the Dennis Hopper's second in command, who's got the big mullet before, and they're doing all these really douchey things. And I was like, oh, this is setting up perfectly for some. Like thematically satisfying deaths. Like the first thing he says to him is something about like, I don't know, he's like, give me a drink of your drink or something. Perfect way to kill him would be to make him drink some of the oil and set him on fire. Oh, like just drown. You know what I mean? Like there are so many good opportunities for thematically good deaths, but no, he just drives doesn't he just shoot him? I think he just fucking shoots him. I'm like, what is like?
I think he just like drives him into a car or something. He shoots him and then like jumps out of the way and he drives into a pillar or something.
It's just fucking dire. It's so mad. And like Dennis Hopper's character, no, just kind of explodes. I'm like, it's so over the top and so bombastic that if you can just switch your mind off and just sit back and enjoy it, it's an enjoyable film. I had fun with this. And apparently the director's cut's like even better.
It's 3 hours long. Oof.
I couldn't have watched 3 hours of this. I'm not going to lie to you. That's too long. I did have a thought about the pacing though. Like on that note, like this in general, this is too long. Like you can put as many explosions as you want. That there has to be like 15, 20 minutes you can cut out of this somewhere. There has to be.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the main thing I would probably cut is like you probably only need like one weird rapey scene. You probably don't need two. That's my take.
Which do you cut though? Because Kevin's pretty rapey.
I don't know.
Sorry, if you want to talk about scenes that he cuts, like why is he wasting half an hour showing her underwater? He puts her in a big bubble and swims her under there when he knows he's being chased.
I also found that to be very, very unbelievable. So I
couldn't
agree.
even.
His little bubble, how much air could really be in there?
Right. One, how much air could be in there? Two, you leave the kid on her own at the top of the thing. When that's the one they want, the pressure, like, come on, guys. It's just, I mean, bits like that. Like, I get it. Just like, I don't know, tell her something. Find her a mirror or something. They seem to work pretty well. I think that, like, the net of this for me is, you know, like, it's a really big swing for something that, you know, it looks, for this is me personally, this is me calling it out personally. It looks good. I love the costumes. Some of the characterization, though a bit wonky, you can kind of get away with because it's kind of like a weird inbred world where everyone's a bit weird. The villain is way over the top in the funnest way. It's just fun, man. And you just don't see that anymore. Like, I don't see, like I say, I joke about Jurassic Park. I don't see Jurassic Park doing this for me anytime soon. And there's no awe left. There's no awe left in that, you know?
Yeah, I think that but there is like a ability to craft like, I don't know, thrilling or shock value moments in like a Jurassic Park movie that you're just not getting in this. Like it doesn't have that element.
But they haven't, is what I'm saying to you. It's lost its edge.
No, if you go watch it, you're still, there's moments where you're like, holy shit, because it's like a fucking crazy big dinosaur out of nowhere, you know? They don't really have that here. But what I will say
well, they did, technically. They had the big underwater fish dinosaur thing, which I was kind of like, holy shit.
I guess you got one of those. Maybe. I just think something about Kevin Costner I don't love. That makes it hard for me to like really like this movie.
From this era though, then sorry to interrupt, but from this era then, who would you put in instead of him? Like who's like a leading man from the 90s who you'd put in?
I don't know. Anyone else? Literally anyone else.
Leading man. Let's do this. 1995. Yeah. Let's see who we got.
Harrison Ford. He wouldn't do it.
Probably not. Oh, Bruce Willis, Pierce Brosnan, Brad Pitt, Jim Carrey, Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks would be good in this.
Any of them.
Maybe.
Literally any, but
Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is the perfect actor for this. If you could get him to just be that weird simmering anger Nicolas Cage from like Face Off, fuck yeah, I want that film. Right now, that's the film I want. Remake this. Or Al Pacino. Like Al Pacino, you know, where he's like, she had a great ass. That's what I want from this film, not this weird mute character.
He didn't, to be honest, I honestly don't think he did terribly. He bugs me. Like, it's not really a fair criticism.
It is. It's totally fair.
The tree recognition thing as the way they find dryland is the dumbest fucking plot point ever.
Oh, he's like, we did it the wrong way around.
Tree drawing. We tree match dryland. Like what? That was fucking ridiculous. That was hard R.
It's very like trying to be like Blade Runner, you know, where she's like draws a horse. It's a unicorn. Like no, come on, guys, it's definitely not.
You're in the middle of the fucking ocean, dude. That's not going to help you find it. Like
that's pretty funny, man. That whole bit where he's like, "You took my crayons."
Yeah.
Like, I will buy you some nice crayons. The Allergy movie. That's exactly what I wanted there.
Also, no way you find crayons in this water world that are usable. Those would be fucking melted.
But I don't know, man. If they're at the bottom of the ocean, they'd be. I mean, they're not gonna like break at the bottom of the ocean, are they? Let's be honest.
No, it's water soluble for sure.
Are you sure about that? I thought they were
Crayons?
wax.
Yeah,
they're wax, aren't they?
Over 500 years in the ocean.
Yeah, I mean,
you need a better
like,
explanation.
If you can suspend disbelief for a big fucking whale shark thing, you can do it for crayons.
I can't tune either.
All right. Well, got any last thoughts about this film?
Yeah, I guess like the whole point, like why did they need this child to find the dry land in the first place, kind of was lost on me as well. Other than she had the tattoo, I get it, but they didn't really use that, did they?
No.
Oh yeah, they did at the end. They did. He like reads. He finds a way to read it. Finally, the fucking air balloon guy,
the guy who can almost see Muppets. Yeah, you're right. But like, yeah, I suppose that whole ending was out for me. I felt you could tell they hadn't written the ending when they were filming.
It was like, oh, this sounds good. Quick little finish. Yeah,
this will fucking do. Apparently, Joss Whedon did rewrites on this before he was a bad dude. What are your like themes for this then?
I don't know. Found family.
I mean, tonally, it's all over the place.
Chase your dragon kind of thing, whatever that might be for old Mariner. It's like, I need to go be on the water. I need to go drink my own pee and be on the water.
I just had incels can have a girlfriend, especially if they manage to force them to stay on a boat with them. They can do it, guys. You could do it. But yeah, you're right. It's like desperate humans are the worst. You know, like, I mean, it's been done to death 1 trillion times.
It doesn't really like say anything about the old world. I thought this movie was going to like have a statement about like what happened before.
No, I quite like that because it's more like I like the ambiguity of it. You're just kind of thrown in. That kind of I like that a lot. I was more like I don't need to, unless it's going to inform something like the radioactive.
Well, that's
thing
what I was saying. When
cool.
I think about like themes, like I would have thought that that's where it would have come from or tied to.
Right.
But
I mean that would have made sense. But this film doesn't make fucking sense. Let's be honest with you. What are your 3 best and 3 worst, big guy?
Sets, stunts,
yes, practical effects. Dennis Hopper,
and I think just like the random people around the main characters. Like, there's a lot of like really good, weird little performances in this movie. That
totally. There's loads of that guys in this. You know that guys. There's so many of them. Like the black dude who finds the girls. He's in so many things. He's just one of those faces that I recognize. Like he's in so many things. It's phenomenal. I like it for that. I had all the same things, other than it's a big swing, like which it is, which I kind of liked. Got any negatives? Do you have any worsts?
Yeah, Kevin Costner.
You hate that guy.
What else? I guess the child actress isn't great.
She's so annoying.
I'll put her and the other lady in the same bucket. It's like not great.
So fair.
Yeah, and then just
hot though. Not the child actor.
We knew what you were talking about. Yeah.
I'm just confirming.
We know you. And probably just like the ending in general, like just kind of.
Mine is the ending. The ending was just fucking nonsense. Like, okay, going back to what I was saying before, I came into this thinking that this was going to be the worst thing I've ever seen. I was pleasantly very surprised. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
It's not good. I'm not saying in any way it's good, but I think it's way better than I kind of anticipated it was going to be. It just wasn't boring, and it was lots of big, real sets that had big swings for the characters and big swings for what was going on. And then I was just like, just by the end, I was like, what? Like, what? None of this thematically works. So yeah, I feel like there was just something missing there. Do you know what I mean?
I was expecting you to like lead into our favorite debate of Aquaman and what's better or worse. And I think I'm expecting you might say it's better.
It's coming. Well, first of all, then, can you guess me the current IMDb score for this, which is out of 10?
IMDb is probably like 5. Yeah, 5.1.
6.3.
Okay, wow.
It's not bad. I mean, that's pretty mediocre. That's pretty like bang average, I think. Not incredibly dissimilar to the Rotten Tomatoes score, if you can guess that for me.
68.
61. So like pretty standard away there, I feel. Like not
as bad as
anyone's boundaries.
It feels like the media got to this one and rated it much worse than it was.
So they did. Like a bunch of stories about this came out beforehand because of some things we're going to talk about in Trivia True or False, and they tore it to pieces. So I think much like me coming into this film, people went to see this thinking, this is going to be the worst thing I've ever seen. So it's interesting. Can you then guess for me finally the current Letterboxd score for this?
Maybe which
is always 3.6 but never 3.6.
Maybe 3.2 given everything else. 2.8.
2.9. Well, all right, well, here we go then. So Aquaman 2018, IMDb 6.8, so slightly higher than Aquaman. And Letterboxd is 2.8, so slightly lower than Waterworld. So water-based films, as we shall.
As a whole.
Can you tell me then, do you think this is better or worse than the most average movie that we can think of, which is Aquaman 2018?
I think it's better because it tries.
It's a big swing. I keep saying this. It is a big swing.
It tries. And it's it's natural. What do you mean? Well, natural, prosthetics. It's fucking, it's no CGI. A lot of actual.
Where Aquaman is all fucking CGI. Every single piece of it. A little bit of trivia true or false to finish with?
Of course, mate. Of course. I'm ready.
All right. So for 1995 GL, Waterworld was the most expensive movie ever made at the time. Is that true or is that false?
It's true.
It is true. You said it yourself. Yeah. It cost around 175 million, which would be around 300 million today. And it went down in history as one of the wildest movie productions of all time. Second few DL, Waterworld. Trivia, true, trivia, false. The set sank. Is that true or is that false?
Yeah, it did. It did because of the storm. I already looked this up.
It did sink. They had these huge floating sets, like you said before, and they were off the set of Hawaii.
The whole city first.
It sure did. And it was hurricane season, so they really fucked up. Okay, trivia, true, trivia, false deal.
They thought hurricane season was over, and it was not.
Idiots. Silly Kevin Reynolds. On the set, Kevin Costner almost died multiple times. Is that true or is that false?
I could see that. I mean, they're jumping around. True. Over water and wind.
It is true. Here's an example for you. In one in one scene, he was strapped to a mast, and then there was a storm when a real storm hit the set, and he reportedly refused to be cut loose mid shot, and the crew later had to save him because he was being swept away. There's also a fantastic bit of trivia. There's a fantastic bit of trivia about his stuntman who was using a jet ski to get to and from his villa he was basically staying at every day. And halfway there, he ran out of fuel. And because he hadn't told anyone that he was doing it, because he technically shouldn't have been driving his thing there, he was just in the middle of the ocean for hours on end. And then the crew had to call his wife and they were like, where is he? And then she eventually told him, and they had to spend hours searching for him.
Oh my God, that sounds wild. Like a nightmare, dude. That's my fucking nightmare.
Isn't it? It's like that Sharks movie where they're on top of the pole. Finally then, trivia, true, trivia, false deal. They insured Kevin Costner for more than the entire budget of the film. Is that true or is that false?
That's got to be false.
It is. But a very expensive movie. You could have imagined it with a film star as big as this, with an ego as big as this. You could have really believed that.
So I've got one for you. True or false? Kevin Costner requested that the CGI artist pull forward his hairline.
Fuck, man, that's I'm gonna say true. Fuck it.
Honestly, according to the YouTube short that I saw in my algorithm yesterday, it is true. He made the request. I don't think that they did it, true. But I don't know if they did
It's not a great hairline, is it? Let's suppose no. It's not the worst. Ultimately, as a film that either we should have seen but haven't, and/or one that our dads always talked about that we had to see, I'm glad we did. I'm glad we watched this. This is something that bad. I was, skeptical about. You mentioned it. I was like, fuck, I don't know if I want to watch this. And I came away pretty enthused, pretty happy.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it wasn't the worst that we've watched on these when these old 80s and 90s movies come.
And it won't be the last.
We got some good stuff coming though, man. We got some good stuff in the pipeline. We got,
it's very exciting.
Some Christopher Nolan, some
we've got a lot this
Marvel,
year.
Some
Denis Villeneuve,
some
Spider-Man.
Stat cast.
Hopefully the Mummy next time we come around, that'll be the best. I can't wait to talk about that. Do you want to wrap up the show?
Yeah, well, a big thank you to Ava for editing, mastering, and doing all the good stuff this episode. She had her work cut out. I couldn't remember a word. Serendipitous,
plenty of times.
Serendipitous, man.
There's plenty of times.
Yeah, we have other channels with which you can go comment, engage, and like and subscribe and rate things and do all that. So please do.
Instagram, Ava, TikTok, at Podcast Assemble. You can find us everywhere.
Yeah, you can find us on the things. If you remember what Ava's website is, I don't have it in front of me, Thomas. So it is.
You can find Ava's mad podcast editing skills at www.avaramshaw.com. Spell as it sounds. It should be it'll be on the screen somewhere right now. She's the best. We don't look this good or sound this good. She makes us sound this good. This is all Ava. Yeah. Drey is actually a fucking mummy. Like, he's been dead for 1,000 years.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Now we've got Sun.
He's been
here.
in Waterworld. He's all
soggy.
He's all like soggy, and he's, when you get those gross wrinkles on your fingers, that's just Drey's entire body. He looks like that the whole
taking a bath
time.
for too long. You get
in
Dude,
Waterworld.
how about something we didn't talk about? The little Japanese bath, iconic. How do I get one of those in my English home? I love them. Anyway,
just a little Japanese bath.
Yeah,
with that, DL, tally ho.
Until next time. Yeah, tally ho. Toodaloo, and have a great day. Yeah.